Tomorrow will be 1 year since Wethersfield volunteer firefighter Robert Sharkevich Sr. died while battling the Hawthorne Fire in Berlin.
And tonight, one of the leaders on scene that night is discussing the changes they've made to protect crews moving forward. Fox 61's Tim Latow shares his message and the tragic history of wildfires in those mountains.
The town of Berlin is bordered by two mountains, Ragged Mountain to the west and Lamentation Mountain here in the south. Each mountain has had one of the worst wildfires the state has ever seen, and each claimed the life of a firefighter, separated by 40 years, but just 7 miles apart.
The Hawthorne Fire, for me, was something that it was one of those once-in-a-lifetime events, I guess you could say, or so we hope.
What started as a normal brush fire quickly escalated in October 2024. For more than 2.5 weeks, the Hawthorne Fire spread across Lamentation Mountain and scorched more than 120 acres. With Connecticut firefighters already on the front lines of dozens of fires, the state had to call in help from New York, California, even Quebec.
I think everybody was seeing their departments getting a little stretched thin, I would say, due to the sheer amount of fires we had across the state.
It was the worst fire that Chief John Mercerio has ever dealt with. And as a result, the Berlin Volunteer Fire Department has seen more changes over the past year than ever before.
Just because it's so fresh on everybody's minds, the preparedness is there and everybody's kind of looking out for this brush fire season.
From the shiny axes in the UTVs to new fire suits, the department has upgraded its forest firefighting equipment.
We've upped our cache of equipment. We've had new equipment come in, whether it be forestry hose to better, get water into the remote areas of the fire, hand tools, PPE is a big one.
The department is also consulting with experts from across the country ahead of what's expected to be an even drier season, ripe for fires.
The risk is there. Hopefully weather's in our favor.
But the change that's hit the department the hardest rests on its front lawn, a new memorial to 3 fallen firefighters who never worked for the town, but died protecting it.
They did a dedication to him there, where we also added a firefighter from Southington who passed back in those 1980s wildfires on Ragged Mountain.
Wethersfield Volunteer Fire Department's Robert Sharkevich Sr. was killed last year in the Hawthorne Fire when the UTV he was driving flipped over. It's been 1 year since the fire, but the anger still burns within Mercerio, one of the incident commanders that day.
There's somebody in the management team that's running that incident. Yeah, it hits home. When that call came through that day, we had resources, it seemed, stretched all over that mountain.
Through the tragedy, the fire crews kept fighting, with a vulnerable town at the bottom of the mountain to protect.
I think everybody buckled down during that and focused on their jobs. I think that's how we in the fire service kind of manage that in our minds to get through that.
Exactly 40 years and 5 days before Sharky was killed, the Ragged Mountain Fire raged across 300 acres.
So you're literally talking about half the mountain over there burning.
That day in October 1984, 61-year-old World War II veteran and 27-year member of the Southington Fire Department, Roger Sullivan, died of a heart attack while battling the flames. The cause of the Ragged Mountain Fire was never solved, but 90% of wildfires are caused by humans and considered preventable, including the reignited campfire that spiraled into the Hawthorne Fire.
This year already we've seen, elevated fire risk danger that kind of just swept through the state ever so slightly. Like, not even enough for, most people to even think about. But as in the fire service, that is very worrisome.
Mercerio emphasizes carelessness not only puts fire crews at risk, but entire towns too.
If you look at the maps of forest to residential or commercial built areas, it's quite an eye-opener to look at that modeling and actually see the dangers we face.
Over the last year, there have been several memorials for Sharkevich Sr. His name was added to the state's Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Windsor Locks, and a school in Wethersfield dedicated a classroom in his honor. In Berlin, Tim Latow, Fox 61.
Thank you, Tim. And the Wethersfield Fire Department will hold a memorial for Sharkevich Sr. tomorrow night. It'll be at the Church of the Incarnation in Wethersfield starting at 6:30. His family is expected to share stories about his life, and we'll bring you live coverage on Fox 61 during the news at 5 and 6.